Last night, WWE got ready to rumble, but tonight on Monday, they fumbled. Welcome back to Fog Wrestling. It is your top 5 moments for Monday Night Raw, the 20th of January. Eric Bischoff promised a bombshell, but it turns out the only bomb was the show, and not in a good way, because it blew up shite.
I think he dropped one in his pants. It's kind of strange how Raw was just so goddamn average after a really good Royal Rumble. The last two matches in the 2003 Royal Rumble, the Rumble match itself, and of course Benoit Angle, you really couldn't get much better than those two matches. And then you've got Fallout for the Rumble, you've got talking points, and we go into this Raw, and they followed up some things, they followed up not so much with other things, but yeah, very, very disappointing. But let's get into the top 5 moments. I mean, it wasn't a horrible show, but I'm just surprised it wasn't better considering how good the Rumble was. But it is what it is. Not every week can be great. Let's get into it. Number 5, we have Scott Steiner with his maths backstage. So here you go, Scott Steiner showing us early on that he was a mathematic genius. Randy Orton is saying that don't worry, we all get it wrong sometimes, Steiner. You said you were going to win the championship, but you didn't. My doctor said I was going to be out of action for a year, and I'm almost going to be back in 4 months. And he said his doctor was wrong. Randy Orton said he's 96% clear with the shoulder, but Steiner says he's a 100% asshole. And yeah, I like Scott Steiner here while he's grabbing Orton by the scruff.
I do not know how people do not like Scott Steiner. You know, off the cuff, yeah, he slurs his lines, but you know what? Who doesn't like people who slur their lines, eh?
Yeah, we slur the lines here.
Cash is a cash.
Yep. There's been a few words slurred here on Fog Wrestling. Coming at number 4, though, we have the Bischoff announcement. Look, it's great and all that Bischoff is bringing back Stone Cold. He showed some footage from the Raw 10th anniversary. It was cool that Bischoff done this. However, at the end of the day, it was essentially Bischoff telling us that Austin's coming back, but we have to wait 23 days. And that is a little bit lame, you know. As good as it is that we're getting Austin back, it's like we want him tonight, you know. We don't want to wait 3 weeks. And it's just like anything in life, you know. An announcement's cool and all that, but once the announcement's made, it's kind of just lackluster because you're just waiting for that one moment.
And I think it makes Bischoff look not weak, but he's stupid. It's like, oh, he's going to guarantee himself the job, the security that he so desires with this bombshell of a move. And it's like, yeah, I'm bringing Austin back. But all it really is giving Austin an invitation for No Way Out. There's no actual guarantee that Austin's going to turn up.
Yeah, this would be like the NFL season's just started. Kansas City Chiefs are ready to go out and play their first game on week 1. Patrick Mahomes has been sitting at home because he fell out with the manager, Andy Reid. And then the Kansas City Chiefs coach comes out just before the first game on week 1 and says, we're bringing Patrick Mahomes back for week 4. You know, as cool as it is, he's coming back. It's like, you're still going to be bummed out that you've got that weight. And that's what this felt like. You know, it's great that we're getting Austin back, but it's not so great that the next 3 Raws, we aren't going to have Austin.
No, absolutely. And I mean, if that happened to Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, they'd probably be saying goodbye to a Super Bowl. So could we be saying goodbye to Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Yeah, plus Bischoff has 30 days to fix things on Raw, but by the time he brings back Austin, his time's going to be up. So how can Austin save Bischoff's job when Austin isn't coming back until the deadline is passed? When you think about it, it doesn't make a lot of sense here. And, you know, we're fair. We call it current wrestling and we'll call it old wrestling. If Bischoff really wanted to save his job, he'd be getting Austin back right here, right now. He wouldn't be waiting for the pay-per-view. But I get it. Austin's return at a pay-per-view is essentially bigger, but it is what it is.
It is what it is, but maybe in the coming weeks, he'll have more than just one surprise. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt until I don't. But anyway, coming in 3rd spot, we have got Batista against Scott Steiner. It's the Battle of the Roids. I mean, Roids on a pole match. I think they'd just both eat the Roids for the top of the pole. But you know what? Surprisingly, decent match. A green Batista against a completely done Scott Steiner It could have been worse.
Yeah, and we got a beatdown at the end, and it just happened to be all 4 members of the future Evolution that happened to be in the ring. So, yeah, Evolution right now is not a thing, and there's no signs of it being a thing because Randy Orton hasn't really aligned himself with anyone. You've got Batista aligning himself with Flair, but not aligning himself with Triple H. But I think we've seen tonight that maybe pieces of the puzzle are coming together. If you had that Evolution jigsaw puzzle, like what percentage do you think that puzzle is complete?
At this stage,
Considering you've got Flair and Triple H, you're probably on 50%. Then you factor in Flair's been hanging around with Batista.
Batista kicked off the show with Triple H as well.
And then you've got Randy Orton. I mean, that jigsaw must be about 80% right
I'd say about 80% is fair because the way the show ended with all 4 of them stand beside each other definitely gives you vibes that Evolution is about to start.
Evolution is a mystery. Coming in at second place, we have Officer Morley, Sean Morley, and Nick Patrick. So Morley essentially wants Nick Patrick to turn over his decision from last night. Nick says he won't do it. His decision is final. Foul Phoenix, or whatever you want to call him, Sean Morley. Bubba Ray referenced the fact that he's a washed-up porn star.
Big Trump supporter.
Yeah, Sean Morley then calls it the Dudleys and basically demands that they give up the belts. The Dudleys don't want to do that either. And then he lures them in to a beatdown where they think that they're going to put Morley through the table, but in reality, once the table is set up by the Dudleys, we get Lance Storm and William Regal coming down to the ring, putting Bubba through the table. Bubba gets some wood, and then Morley forces Nick Patrick on the fly to start the match for the titles. I thought this was a very good segment, and, you know, it was Morley and Nick Patrick basically that made it, and it just goes to show you. Before Morley was the chief of staff, this guy was literally a job guy on Heat, and Nick Patrick's just a referee. Yet it was one of the better things in the show.
Shows you with the correct writing and motivation, anyone can do something in wrestling.
Yeah, but this is what the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era gave you. See, in 2024, there's not a fucking jobber, right, on like Main Event or WWE Speed and a referee that can give you this segment.
No, but they were very good at recycling people in the past. You know, like Bradshaw, completely repackaged. Val Phoenix here with Chief Morley. There'll be a million other people that I'm not thinking of, right? But you look at today, they bring Andrade back. They bring back Karrion Kross. Look at the amount of women they brought back. And it's like, they are the exact same person they were when they got released.
Yeah, it's like back in the day, not like you said, not only did you get a second chance, but you got repackaged, you got a new character, a new gimmick, a new look. That just doesn't seem to happen in wrestling these days.
No.
They bring you back, but give you the same old shit that you failed with in the first place. Doesn't make any sense.
Well, that's where I do sympathise with current people. But, again, you know, I hate fucking Karrion Kross was at his best when he wore a gimp mask.
Yeah. And coming in first place, are you down with the brown?
I am downtown with the brown, boy.
Yeah, we get the debut of Theodore Long and his new racism gimmick where he says that all the black guys in WWE are basically being held back. That D'Lo Brown wasn't in the Royal Rumble, not because he didn't qualify, but because his skin colour did not qualify. And he basically says everybody better get down with the brown. The brown people are going to be taking it to the top on Raw. He had a wee bash there at Martin Luther King as well. And then we had D'Lo saying that tonight that white boy is going to get whooped, aka Tommy Dreamer. So, yeah, D'Lo Brown, Theodore Long. Best segment of the night. I'm down with the brown. People don't like this because it's why are they bringing racial tones? It's fucking realistic. It's real life.
Yeah, you know, wrestling's been built on real life heat. I mean, the foundations is that, so there's no real issue. I mean, they're not. Yeah, they're going a wee bit deep, but it's not like they're going fully blown like racism, like KKK levels here. It's pathetic. We're not holding them back though. We're putting them to numero uno.
Would people rather Theodore Long came out and turned around and says to Tommy Dreamer, D'Lo Brown's a better wrestler than you, he's a better athlete than you, and tonight he's going to out-wrestle you? Is that what people would rather?
Probably.
Yeah, well, you ain't getting that shit on here. I like this. Number one moment, guys. The Raw wasn't the best, but there was still some good moments. Hopefully, next week, in the build-up to No Way Out, we can see some improvements. But yeah, some good moments, but overall, show was a wee bit disappointing. We'll catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.